All right, so we're recording. Welcome everybody to tonight's call. Thank you for taking the time out to be on. Tonight we are. Oh, let me adjust this so that we're not bouncing back and forth. Tonight, so we are talking about income-producing activities, right, Julie?
Yes.
Benefits of those. So Julie has agreed to share some of those IPAs or income-producing activities with everyone on the call, and then we'll allow for people to give questions and take other, I guess, suggestions and input from others on the call. So Julie, go ahead whenever you're ready. Go ahead and start.
Okay, well, so many of the people that we have been talking to through this IPA thing are so new and so fresh that they literally are just signing up their first few people. Dana, I wanted to ask your girl who just signed somebody up today if she wanted to be on the call tonight, but I'm not friends with her, so I wouldn't highlight her name. Because it seems like a lot of them are really the ones looking to just get started and not knowing how. But as far as IPAs, everybody knows there's so many lists. You can go out to the internet and type in income producing activity. If anybody doesn't know what IPA is, that's what it stands for. Instead of time wasters scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, we want to be busy doing things that are going to make our business grow. And so there's lists and lists and lists of things that we can do. But if you are starting out, number one thing is to just talk to people. You have to start talking to people. And then once you do that, you have to schedule classes. I wish it was like, well, I don't wish it was any harder than that. It is that simple. But the hard thing about that is getting over your own brain and what you're telling yourself and what you're thinking. And so that's one of the income producing activities that I find I do a lot more than probably some, but because there's so many yellows on this team that, not just yellows, everybody, I'm a blue and I still have, problems with self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. So that is one of the income producing things, is to spend time building yourself up so that you can talk to people, feel confident in talking to people, believe in the product. And so for you who are just starting out, though, you have to just start talking to people and get comfortable talking to people. And it may be hard, but the more you do it, the better it's going to be. Let's see. So I took this from Sarah Harsh's book because I still love her book. I still use it quite a bit. The game plan, if anybody hasn't seen it, which I'm sure you've been under a rock if you haven't. I mean, it's just a great book, game plan strategy. So what she says is doing IPAs, the first thing is to learn a script, open the calendar, schedule a class, and get a few people there on your couch, and then read the script. So now you're saying, well, I don't have a script. Okay, well, in the back of that book, she has several different scripts. You can go online, and there are a lot of these Facebook groups that have scripts. You could probably, I haven't done it, but I'm telling you, it's amazing what they have on Google. You could probably type in YL scripts and find some scripts, and then, pick the one that's going to suit you best and then hone it in to say how you want to say it. But if you can't even do it, read the script. Just read the script. And then rinse and repeat and do it again. And then the IPAs really start setting in when you have a little bit of a team under you, because then you have to do the follow-up and all that stuff. It says here, in the beginning, I took some notes. In the beginning, it's tough. It's like pushing a car uphill. I remember being at convention one year, and they had a diagram of pushing a car up a hill. And it's like that. And it's like that for a long time. It's not easy to do this network marketing stuff. But if you have passion and you have belief in the products, then you can do this. It's just, getting yourself to do it. So one of the things that it says here is to wake up every day, or it says wake up every single day with a mission in mind about what you are going to do. So we have 3 things written down that you want to cover in that course of the day that's work related. But as we've talked in the IPA thing that we're doing, some girls just have 15 minutes a day. If you're going to spend 15 minutes, though, make that count. Make it count. If you've got an hour, break it up into 15-minute increments and pick out 3 or 4 things that you want to do, and then do each one of those wholeheartedly, and then put it away and do the next one. So commit time to your business every single day. Every day. I say I don't work every day, but I do. I'm either trying to grow myself, personal growth. I'm trying to learn about the products. I don't go to bed at night unless I'm sitting there staring at something, and I know, Dana, that was part of your thing the other day. Turn off the blue light or something. I think that was you. Turn off the phone an hour ahead. I can't waste any time. So that's the time that I can watch things about different products that we have. So now, get into some of the IPAs that we do have. On this thing that we're doing in our, I don't know what you call it, in our Faith Hustle Oil class, we have this, it's put out by YL. It's YL Income Producing. I don't know if you can see it. If anybody wants it, I'd be happy. Actually, I think I actually put it in the files in Happy Oiler. If it's not there, just text me and I'll be happy to send it to you. But there's daily activities that every single person that is building a business must do. This isn't something that's Julie saying that needs to be done. And I hope it doesn't come across like that. This is your business. You do what you want. But there are daily activities that Royal Crowns and all the ones that are up the ladder have done. And it's not rocket science, and it's not, trying to recreate the wheel. There's specific things that everybody does. And then you can take it off on your own way and say it in your own words, but there's still things to do. So the daily ones that people have, and this is for people on Facebook, but it says education or community building on your YL face group, your group. So post something once a day that's going to either educate or community build on your Facebook group. Talk to 3 non-members daily about Young Living. Personal development, so you take time, you either read a book, do some training, listen to an audio. I know Tashina is like an audio nut. I mean, she listens to her audiobooks because her time is so precious that's the only time she can have. If that's what you've got, then that's what you have to do. But you have to be personal development is a really big one, because with each rank you go up, a lot of things are going to hit you in the face, and you're going to think you never had to deal with it or whatever. It'll help you get through that. There's plenty of people who've paved this way for us, and if we just listen to them and follow what they've done, then it'll make the road a lot less bumpy for us. Educate self on a product. I try to do that every day. And I was saying this yesterday to somebody. If I have to just pick up the catalog and read about something, that's what I'll do if that's what I have. I love going into the oh good Lord, what is it? The quick guide. It's not really. I take the big guide because it's got more stuff in it. And I'll look up a blend, and I love to look up the blends because each blend has 4, 5, 6 different oils in it, and then read about each oil that's in that blend, why it's in that blend, and you can understand so much better why Gary put all these oils together into one oil and why it's used for that. So, and to educate yourself. And then I don't think I educate myself enough, and I've been really working on it, is the supplements. I mean, I know the ones that I take, but there's so many now that I don't use. So we have to be educated on the products to be able to talk about them confidently. Otherwise, we're not going to have that confidence. And so, and when you're first starting out, that's a problem for a lot of people, is they just don't have confidence because they don't have the belief, because they haven't used the products. And in fact, it's a really good thing, I think, that Young Living makes us, to get our commission checks, we have to spend our $100. And so at first I didn't like it because $100, shoot. But you know what? I totally get it now, because you have to buy products and then use them. And the more that you use the products, the more confidence you'll have because you can feel the difference and so on and so forth. So that's an IPA, getting to know our products and getting to know them well, which in turn will build the belief that we need to talk to people confidently, which will help change our personalities ever so slight to be more confident. But anyway, let me see. There's a couple more on here. Let's see, virtual office checks. Well, this is for people who've been doing it a little longer than beginners. We always want to make sure, this is daily. I don't do it daily, but I certainly do it monthly. Check on missed ERs, ER orders, and anybody who's short PV. There's nothing that makes me more sick than when I do go in there and I see somebody has 98.75 and they miss getting that free oil. You know, it just, so I do try to do that. I do not do that every day, even though it's on the daily task. Send welcome emails to new members. I do that. I don't do it every day because I don't sign somebody up every day. And most of you guys, you know, Dana, Tashina, Leah, the people who are really working it, you guys cover your team so well, I don't have to do that. But right now, my second leg, you know, most of my leaders on that leg are on hiatus. And so I'm covering, you know, like, I don't know, 400 or 500 people. And so anytime somebody signs up somebody, you know, it's mom, sister, brother, whatever, they're not working it. And so I am covering those. So I love sending the welcome letters. And then I always set up, of course, I don't know if you do that, but the website walkthrough. Because then at that time is when I can discuss with them the Essential Rewards program, because you hit on that link, you know, and they're going to say, well, what's the difference here? And that's my chance, or that, not my chance, that's my opportunity to talk about Essential Rewards. So those are some of the daily things that are done. And then monthly, if you're building a business, there's nothing more you can do except talk to people and have classes, whether you like one-on-ones, small classes, large classes, events, whatever your niche is, you have to do it. And because it's your business, you are accountable to yourself, basically, to get up and go. And that's, I love that girl, and don't ask me her name, 54321 girl at the convention. There's days you just don't want to do it. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get yourself up and start doing what you know you got to do to build your business. If you're serious about it, you know, if you want a hobby, then you'll share with your mom and your sister and be happy doing that, you know. But if you're really wanting to build a business, you've got to talk to everybody whenever there's an opportunity. We have to make opportunities. You just have to make opportunities. Monthly, it says teach a minimum of 4 in-person, online, one-on-ones, whatever you want. You have to get in front of 4 people. It says coach 2 new business builders or recognize any business builders. Participate in team meetings. You know, you guys, I got to tell you, every Sunday I put it on my thing to be on here at 8:30. And forever, I'm at my son's right now. I just returned a baby. I mean to be on these calls, and I know they're beneficial because I listen to them later on. But it's just, it's something I'm working on, and everyone should work on that. This is where all the team, or, you know, whoever can and is available, gets on these calls, and they're encouraging and upbuilding. Dana and Anthony do a fabulous job, you know, conducting these and then getting different ones to talk about different things. And Tashina, I know you're involved in it too, but I can't say enough, although I'm not being a really good example, but I do mean to get on these calls, and I'm going to try very hard to get on them in the future more often. And I can't say that enough for everybody. Everybody needs to do that. Okay, so what else is here? Focus on getting members on Essential Rewards. That's another monthly thing. So, you know, there's dozens of things. So anybody who is interested in building, go out to the internet and Google 90 days of IPAs if you want, or income producing activities. Jordan, what is her name? She just had the big thing in Chicago. She's got a whole book. I just ordered a dozen of them. A whole book of IPAs, daily ones, What's it? Shrant. Yeah. She's got her own book. Of course, the game plan is one big IPA. Every day you take a different thing and you work it through until you feel good about it and can go on to the next thing. I'll have you know, and you probably all know that anyway. The game plan, even though they're big things, and you have to be able to put the time in for it. I did that one in 25 days, and that's what took me back to silver, and I've not fallen back from it. Before that, I was kind of bing-bonging between silver and executive, and it was very painful. I can't tell you. And so once I set it down, and of course, it took a lot of work, but every day, whatever that chapter told me to do, I did it. And I did it full force. I didn't try, I came off the list even, not to say that anybody should ever do that. But we've always been auxiliaries, my husband and I. I had to come off the list to do that. And really pull myself, to that point to where now we're back on the list. But it took me, a good year to get myself as a stable silver to where I knew that income was going to be there, that I felt that I could go back. And it's still my husband's pension. They threaten us all the time they're going to pull it. But now I feel good because I'm making everything, whatever he would lose is what I'm making now. So IPAs are the only way that you can get to there, to get to there and then make yourself do them. So what are some just regular ones? Let's see. I don't know. Educational community building. I love that. I really try to keep our page educational. I try to post a few things a week about different products. It's hard to do it if it's just you, so sometimes when you guys, get in there and do the same thing, it's very helpful. But I understand too, because you're probably running your own pages. So, but it's important for any new people that are on the Happy Oiler, your people need to see you visibly on the pages or visibly in their life. If you use, some kind of a texting service or something, they have to know that you are active in doing these things. I don't know how else you do it except to be on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and or text messaging a lot. I do use that project broadcast. I send out the Tuesday tidbits every week. That is one of my, I do that once a month though. I schedule them all so I can forget about them and not worry about it. I do that at the beginning of the month. But, the IPAs for somebody who's an executive or a silver are much, much different because you're really trying to help your IPAs go along with helping your team members more than even yourself. So, which, in the long run helps you, but you spend a lot of time doing IPA things during the day, texting, answering questions, making sure there's, everybody's got the promos for the month, trying to come up this time of the year is, coming up with incentives, all that kind of stuff. But somebody who's just starting out, and really that's what this call, I think, is more leaning towards is, putting yourself out there and getting over some of the fears that you have. So, I've heard it over the last week, probably 6-7 times from different people that they're so afraid. They're not sellers. They don't want to sell. They're not good at selling, or they're afraid of what people are going to think about them if they talk about oils. I like Sarah says, she's never sold an oil. She's never sold a kit. All she's done is share. And share is what you do. And that's an IPA every single day. Put your oils in your purse. And anytime you listen to everybody's conversation. And if you have an oil that may support whatever that situation is, pull it out. The first few times you'll probably be scared to death. They're going to laugh at you or whatever. But just put that confidence on. If somebody, it says they aren't, they've got a lot of stress going on and their head's banging or something, have your oils ready just to give it to them. That is just the beginning, and that will help you. Each time you do that, you will get better at it. So IPA, share every single day with somebody, Young Living oils. Carry them in your purse. If make that one IPA for the week, putting little bottles. If you don't want to carry your big ones, make sure you carry the standard oils, lavender, pan away, stress away, in your purse all the time to share. And then make it a point to share with 3 people every day. Every single day. When I started, and I did this for probably a good year, maybe even longer, I promised myself I would sign 3 people up a month. My goal in my head was to sign 3 people up every month. And I would feel horrible if I didn't do it. In fact, I can't remember. It wasn't until much later that I kind of started waning, because you start helping other people grow. And so you're doing their parties for them and so on. But 3 people. Just 3 people, talk to them. And I know people are gonna say, well, I've got this little circle and I'm always with the same people and I don't have any of these. I almost call it an excuse, but I know Sarah calls them all excuses. And they just are. I'm sorry, they are. I'm gonna go with her. Because they're not reasons. Because there's people who have come out of rural country and doesn't have but 50 people in their city, and they can do these IPAs, which is talk to 3 people. Carry your oils with you every day. Share with somebody every single day. Share the opportunity with somebody who says they're broke. I don't want to go through all of these, but there is a 90-day list thing that I have here. That's 2 pages of IPAs for beginners and for people who are up the line a little bit. So if you want that, I'll make sure that it gets into the files and you can look through them yourself. But income producing activities is what's going to get you to wherever you want to take this. Even if you just want to build enough to pay for your oils, that's an awesome goal. But you got to do something to get there. You have to be able to talk to people to get there. The more people you talk to, the faster you're going to get to that goal. But if you talk to 1 person a week or 1 person a month, you can't expect to get much except your little $50 from a kit. But even if you signed 1 person up, I'm going to stick with that. If you sign that 1 person up, then you need to educate those people, and you have to help them learn about more products. You need to kind of hold their hand and take them along. Those are all IPAs for individuals. So I don't know if I'm just rattling. I feel like I'm kind of rattling off here, but first thing for a new person, get a script, whether it's yours or Sarah Harnish's or Jordan Schrantz or any of the plethora of them that are out there on the net. Find a script, open your calendar, and book a party. And if you can't get your friend or your mother or your sister to do it, book it in your house and invite them to invite friends. You got to get started. Don't wait another minute. That's all I have. I'm sorry.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that, Julie. While we have you still on here, let's open the floor up for anybody that would like to add anything. I know I had one question I wanted to put for you as when it comes to IPAs. One of the things that you mentioned was finding your niche. How does one go about finding their niche?
Well, I think you guys have done a pretty good example of it between her esthetician stuff and your I forget what your manly man thing is, but you guys have found your niche. You may not feel it, but I mean, that's how I see you guys, the esthetician, health, walking girl. You're everything around your niche of health, both of you guys. I don't know if I've actually found my niche. I kind of tend to, talk to a lot of people when I'm 60 years old. So a lot of people, my niche is people that are a little older than you guys because I work with them all the time. That's who I'm in service and stuff with. So I'm working with people who have a lot of aches and pains and people with Inferiority complexes. I don't know what to say. We just have a lot of baggage from our children, it seems like. And it seems like when you get older and your hormones go, a little whack, that all those things kind of hit you back in the face. So I deal with, not deal. I don't mean deal. I, come up again or partner with or try to look for people who are going through the same types of things that I am. Or, they have grandkids. It's not to say I never sign up young people. I do. But I tend to find my niches with people my own age or near around, or at least, going through some of the same things that I do. I'm not a health addict by any means. I don't exercise, So that, you're not going to find me in a gym looking for people.
Yeah, I think I would add to that definitely your niche starts with being with you. If we think about, if you guys saw Lindsay T. Moreno, like she spoke this weekend, she gave the same presentation from convention. The way that we connect with people is I like you, you like me, we are the same. And that's really basically where you start, because it's the same thing with me. I tend to attract and gravitate single, busy, professional people. Like I probably sign up more guys than anyone else on the team. And then from there, as you fall in love with the products, then it may be defined a little bit more. So, when you see my lives, I'm always talking about healthy eating and nutrition and not letting being busy distract you. So I'm in love with the vitamins and the supplements. Like that's what I love the most. So you start with just who you are. You're going to attract who you are. If you're a mom with 2.5 kids, you're going to attract other moms with 2.5 kids. If you're a grandma, you're going to tend to attract more people like that. So you just start with who you are because you have that automatic connection and learn the products and fall in love with the products. And once you fall in love with the products, it's going to refine what your niche is.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I just wanted to add too about just with the scripts and stuff, because we are talking to people that are brand new, right? So if we're talking to somebody that's brand new and they've only signed up one person, let's not forget that we have scripts in the virtual office. We have some really awesome PowerPoint presentations in there. And that's what I use in Spanish because none of those other tools exist. The only thing I have is the virtual office to pull from. So we've got a lot of awesome classes for free available for download. And then you have a lot of awesome classes and scripts and an IPA list for free through Vital 180.
I haven't seen their IPA list, but I let me step back because when they first came out with those classes, I always use those classes, and they're great to help teach you if you're a new person, because literally all you got to do is read the slide. You don't if you've got a story to throw in with it, I still use, I said this yesterday, I just did a talk yesterday, on the 101 class, the handout that comes with it, that's all I use. I print that out. I print out an order form, not theirs, but because I don't like that $45 one that's on there, but and I hand those to anybody who's in the class. And so really, I just basically read right off of those handouts and add a few extra things that I've learned just from using the oils myself. So it is very, very simple. And Vital 180 has so many wonderful classes. But for somebody just starting out, all you need to do is that 101 class over and over and over and over and over again for a year to get yourself to where you want to be. And then maybe start focusing out on the chemical. Well, you can do chemical free too, but do whatever you want. But you really, just to get enough people under your belt or down, in your downline or whatever. It's 101, 101, 101. Get to know it, quickly. And everything's written right there for you, basically. Thanks, Sheena, for bringing that up.
I was just going to add a little bit too, because like today we had an awesome, one of my team members had an awesome little girls get together. It was just a few people there. And like I was explaining to her, like, starting off, especially when it's your friends, your mom, your, close people, like with some situations, you don't have to be weird, like just share and give your stories, So for her, you know, like I started off with my story. She started off with her story. When we're going through the oils, she had an experience with every oil. And she was able to appreciate though too, like, okay, when you have these experiences, the more experiences you have, the easier it is to share, right? So that's why too, we want to be products of the product, because then once you have an experience with another supplement or have an experience with Thieves toothpaste or Ninja Red, then you can share those stories with people too. So you don't have to wait to get started to have a party, or wait to get started to have that first one-on-one. You might just be going to work that day and you're using your oils, and somebody is under the weather or somebody is congested or something's going on, and maybe just make them a little goodie bag and share your experience. Like, hey, you know, this time last year I was really struggling and I couldn't stay above the wellness line. I started using this and it's helped me. It may or may not work for you. Why don't you try it?
Yes.
And I just say that to say, like, so don't hesitate to get started thinking that, oh, well, I don't have time to have clean my house and have a bunch of people over and do things like that, because we can still get motion, even if it's not like a big hurrah.
Yeah. Literally, I know I've signed up people off Instagram. I've signed up people off of Facebook, but the most people that I have signed up is literally from just sharing my oils, like one-on-one in a car group, at a party, you know, somewhere, just not a party, not a Young Living party, but I will be at a cookout and somebody will stub their toe or, you know, whatever. I don't know what and the oils are always there and ready to be used. And that's the best way for me to share. That's how I have signed up the most people, is from just sharing every day. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if we just remember to look for needs, when we had our last class on Tuesday, one of the things that I said is, like, I try to keep all your oils, and then 2 other things I always keep on me are cough drops and the pain relief cream, because I work with people that are in their 40s and 50s and we do yard work, and I hand that pain relief cream out once a month to someone at work. And then cough drops. Like, I went out to eat last Monday randomly, like we decided that morning, and one of the 6 people that were there was coughing, and so he got 2 cough drops, and I was like, well, I might as well give them to everybody. You know, I haven't got any signups from it yet, but I've sent people my video on the apple cider vinegar recipe. Here's what you need to do to stay above the wellness line. Somebody messaged me and asked me how much the cough drops were. So just have the stuff with you and be ready to fulfill someone's needs. I mean, I'd hand out those cough drops like crazy. I buy, 2 bags to start out, and then I start getting them once a month, and I just hand them out to people with no intention of anything. Just try to bless people that need some support.
Yeah. I you know what? And that's going along with that. The things that you tend to use all the time, or those are what you're going to be very confident and familiar with to share with people. So BLM, I'm telling you, I'm a BLM freak and a Ninja Red girl, and so those are the things I tend to go for. But oils, I mean, I do all the oils too. I do several different oils, but again, you got to have everything on you to share. And so I don't always carry BLM, but I will give a bottle away. I've given several bottles away, and just tell them, take the bottle and take it for a couple weeks, and they have to do it the way I tell them to do it. And then if they do that, inevitably they've come back and given me the money for it. And I say, you don't have to pay for it until it works. And a couple weeks later, I sent somebody some down in Florida just a couple weeks ago, and she just called the other day and said, okay, I owe you. But sometimes you got to do that, because you're not going to give them 2 BLM capsules and probably won't see much difference. And so I have to do it that way. But cough drops, that's a great, great idea. It is.
Okay. So while people are on the call, I just want to open it up to anyone else who's out there. Maybe you have a question for Julie, or maybe something that you may be struggling with that you could use some assistance with as well.
It's a couple of people that are on the IPA thing I see on here. So you're working on something this week, or you've done something that you've put yourself out there and did an IPA. Tell us what it is that you've done, and
Go ahead, Melissa.
even if it was scary or not, and then how you felt after you did it.
So I have a really good experience. Friday, I did a post on my Facebook page, and it was sharing the video of the girl in the kitchen who takes the chicken and puts it on her counter and then swabs the counter after she cleans it with thieves. And I got a response from actually one of my husband's cousins, and she said, I just cleaned my whole house with thieves. And I said to Bill, I said, I didn't know she had thieves. Where did she get that from? And so anyway, I ended up talking to her over Facebook, and I told her, if she had any more questions or wanted to know anything more, because she had purchased, I guess, her thieves cleaning kit from someone over on the island where she lives. So I just said, if there's anything else I can help you with, learn more about the oils or whatnot, just let me know. And then funny enough, her mother commented just a little while after that on my Facebook post, and she messaged me, and I'm sending her and signing her up with a Thieves starter kit. So IPAs, they work. They work. You just got to put yourself out there.
And then how did you feel after you did that?
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Were you scared to do it at first?
With new things, you're a little nervous, but I mean, you put it out there, you don't know who's going to look at it, so you never know what you're going to get. But, I kind of learned that my husband's cousin has experience with thieves. And because she loves it so much and she made that comment there, her mother saw it and I got a sale from that. So it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. Was it you who, is there a doctor, something else you set up for this week?
Earlier in the week, it might have been last week, I took a sample of all the oils in the starter kit to my massage therapist, and I gave her a catalog, and I need to follow up with her and see how she's enjoyed the oils, because I did ask her before I brought them if she had a diffuser. So yeah, I think she'll really enjoy them. So it's just a matter of following up this week.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's continue to open up. Anybody else have anything else that they would like to add? Any experiences or questions?
I see Leah.
I'm gonna throw this question out there. If you had to pick one income producing activity to do on a daily basis, and you're just super limited on time, but you said I want to make sure I spend my time, direct my blows in a way that's going to move me forward, what would your one daily task be? Or if it's each day of the week you had a different one, if you only had even an hour, what would you do?
Are you asking me, Leah? I would pick 3 names off of my 100 list, and I would call them. I'm not going to text them. I'm not going to, I'm going to call them and say, what's up? Now, it may not be just an oily call, but I would, just relationship build. And then if the oils came up, I would roll with it. And, sometimes you can turn a conversation and make it go that way. But otherwise, if I was going to do anything and I had 15 minutes as a mom, or even me, 3 people at least, I would call and try. You know what? And if it's an answering machine, I'd probably hang up and try 3 more. My goal would be to literally speak with 3 people in a day. Yeah. And you look through your phones, you'd be surprised how many numbers you actually have in that phone. People say, I don't have any friends. I don't have any this. I don't have any, whatever. You know what? You've got plenty of circles. You really do. So 3 people a day, or at least 3 phone calls a day that you touch base with somebody. Okay. That would be mine. What would be yours, Leah?
Ironically, I would say it's the same. I don't know that it has to be a phone call. It probably is different for, I'm not calling you old. I love you. Probably different for my generation than yours. I think that especially with moms, we respond faster to text, and it's a little easier to almost have a conversation when there's chaos around you. But to 3 people a day would be really an ideal goal. When it's social media, I try to up it a little bit, just because the response isn't always quite as good. But I think that even if it was social media and you made a point to reach out to 3 people a day, you would still be moving forward.
So here's
That's
a point.
another one of my. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here's a point that, 2 things that I wanted to share. So this morning I was listening to NPR on the way to my meeting, and it is, what is it? This brain program that is on our NPR station every Sunday. So apparently, if you have people write down like everyone they think they know, apparently, statistically, that's only about 1 to 3% of the people that are actually in our sphere and that we actually know. And it's just we forget about the other people that we actually have contact with. So I thought that was just a very interesting point and encouraging from a business perspective, that the people I think I know in my circle is only like 1% of the people I actually know. So I have more potential than I give myself credit for, and so does everybody else. And the other thing, what was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yeah, like the texting thing. So because I use social media a lot, I tend to contact people via the texting options on Instagram and Facebook, because some people are more willing to chat with you that way rather than giving their phone number, just because they feel like they want to keep their phone number private until they really get to know you. Until they're a member, then that's a good way to talk to people. So those were 2 points that I just wanted to mention.
Monica, adding to your first point, Vital 180 has an awesome memory jogger sheet.
Yeah.
And the reason why we don't think of people is because we don't know their names, right? So, but we can still put them down. So like it encourages you to put down the receptionist at your hairdresser, your mail lady. And, you know, my mail lady, I dug her out of the snow a couple of times. I say hi to her, and I eventually got her name, and I did sign her up. She came to a spa party. So to help us it's cool that we have a tool that helps us to eliminate that 100%. And then I had just a general question, again, trying to help the new people, and getting back to this, maybe Melissa, you could answer this, or anyone else just thinking about when you got started. So you're in the Facebook group, you're talking about the IPAs, you're excited, but then you're one of the people, you hop out of the group, and then, you know, you have a hard time doing that first thing. Like, how do you guys organize it to start knocking off those IPAs? Do you just have it printed out and then check them off? Do you schedule things in a written calendar? Do you put them in an electronic calendar? How do you guys tackle it so that you know that you're doing tasks on a regular basis?
Personally, I have Bethany Shipley's book, so her planner. So she also has several IPAs above and beyond my normal ones that I do listed there. So, and she does have boxes to be able to check off. So I've been trying to use that pretty regularly. Although, Lee, I think I left it up there in my book bag. I'm using my old one today. I have it here. I'm using my old one. And it works just as well. But so yeah, I don't do electronics, although I'm sure maybe some of you younger ones do. But
For me, it's really helped doing this IPA 90-day group with Julie and Leah. I printed off the lists of the Young Living income producing activities that Julie was talking about earlier, so that I can just look at that and I can gain some ideas from that. And then also there was another sheet that was 90 days of daily IPAs, taking your business to the next level. So I ran that off as well. And I know I do have to continually add to my top 100 people list, but I know I need to get on live on Facebook and I need to do a class. I know I need to see who at work wants to have a class because I know there's interest there. So I need to try and conquer that this week.
And for the new ones, it's not always who you know as much as the people that your friends and family know. Getting into their circles. So if you can get those close friends and your mom or your sister or your whatever to get a few of their friends together. You know, I mentioned that in one of our calls. I don't know what it was, but you know, I made my 100 list when I first started out, and I don't think I actually got past 35. You know, I worked on those 35 and I got enough people signed up that I just got outside of my own list and I started working all these other ones. So it'll happen to you too. You just gotta, not gotta, it's up to you, but, you know, work those people and then have them have those parties for you if they will and they're willing to help you since you're new. That's the only time of your young living life you're going to be able to say, I need your help. Could you just get a few friends together? I'm starting out and I need to get in front of people and I really want to practice. So could you do that for me? And anybody who's close, relatively close to you, is going to do that for you. And then that will give you some experience. And then right there, you're going to jump out of your circle a little bit. So it's just making yourself ask them and then doing it.
Especially when it's your closest friends and family. That's how I got roped in. But I wanted to comment too on somebody made, I think it was Tashina asked the question, how do you stay organized? And that's going to be a different answer for everybody. I hate planners. I use a calendar on my phone and that's about the extent of that. But I like blank notebooks. That's my thing. And they're full of lists. But as far as the IPA goes, and anytime I was trying to work for a rank, I like now I have it printed off and tucked in my notebook. That way I could just look at it each day and work through the daily ones. And then I have a separate list in there of ones that I think personally are important to the group I'm working with, the people I need to contact and such. So I'll add tasks in there as well. And that's where I also keep my 100 lists that I'm always adding to. And every once in a while I go through and I just start rewriting it or creating a whole additional list. So yeah, I have probably more than one notebook now with more than one list going, but it's not the most organized, but it's the simplest for me, is just to keep my list collected together. And I love looking back at the first notebook I kept where I was trying to visually see how my organization would grow to silver. And I think I wrote it when I was a star based on just the few people I had initially enrolled, or maybe I was even a senior star, but just to see how it would grow and how the legs would grow. And this was as I was trying at that point, plan it with the rising star bonus in mind.
For those people just starting out, though, I want to go back to what Tashina said. In Vital 180, if they've got an IPA list there, print it out. Check it off on your own thing. You don't have to rewrite everything and do anything. If you want to, if you're busy and you just don't have a lot of time, it's all there for us. So, you know, make use of it and print, just check them off as you go. There's also the star planner thing. There's the senior star planner thing to help you walk through each one of the steps, without having to bang your head against the wall or read 55 books to get some information. It's there and it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think like Leah stated, it's definitely going to be different for everybody. Her exactly what she's describing. That's how I work too. It's a red thing really. Like I've bought a planner and then just it doesn't get past 3 days, and it's a waste of time and money every single time I do it. I can't go past like a little calendar where I just write like notes in it that are really short and quick. But red is it's the least frequent personality. So most people, a planner is going to work really good for them, or maybe a checklist. So just definitely figure out what your personality is and what is going to help you keep on track, because you have to have something. But like I said, I'm the same way. I just pull up a Word document. I don't like notebooks, but I pull up a Word document and I start writing, here's all my dates, here's the people I'm going to contact, and then I stick those actual appointments into my calendar, and that keeps me organized, but it's not like step by step like a planner would be.
But if I could say one more thing, Anthony, I know you want to wrap it up, is that you have to write this for you and checking it off. The likelihood you just today, it's so much better and you're so much more likely to accomplish what you want if you have it written down in front of you and check it off as you go. Otherwise, you're just kind of doing it willy-nilly, and it's probably, that's a tough way to go. So that's it. I hope it was helpful. Anthony?
Their screen went black. I hope we didn't lose them.
Oh, I see Anthony, but he's not talking. He looks.
She says we're stuck.
Okay, so the next step would be for us to go over any upcoming classes. Does anyone have any online classes or in-person classes that they wanted to promote? So for us here in the Metro Detroit area, we have our monthly spa party coming up. It's on the 21st. It's going to be pretty exciting. I actually won a mascara at convention, so I may be giving that away free because I already have a couple mascaras. So maybe the person that brings the most amount of first-time guests will get a mascara or something. And then next week's call is going to be pretty exciting because we'll have our silver retreat recap. So, and I'll have some special guests, some golds on, making sure that we have different personalities so that everyone will have someone to relate to with their stories that they're sharing. And I'm just trying to think beyond that. We have Shannon's event coming up. So for anybody that was thinking of coming in town for that, then you want to make sure you're making whatever travel arrangements to come in town the 2nd and the 3rd of November for Shannon's event. She's got a very, very good lineup for that. So you can always talk to any of your executive or silver leaders to make sure you get your ticket for Shannon's event. And then I think the Tuesday after that is when we're going to have our make and take, our monthly Tuesday